The Greedy Man Who Lost Everything, Part 2. Kalu continued walking deeper into the forest, his footsteps slow but determined. The narrow path twisted like a snake, leading him further into a place that felt wrong. The air was no longer warm. It had turned cold, unnaturally cold. Even the trees seemed different now. Their branches stretched out like long fingers, casting shadows that moved even when there was no wind. But Kalu ignored it. "All this fear is nothing," he muttered. "Treasure does not come to cowards." He tightened his grip on his bag and walked faster. Hours passed. The deeper he went, the quieter the forest became. No birds, no insects, no sound of life at all. Just silence. And then, Kalu heard it again. Footsteps, this time clearer. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Kalu froze. Slowly, he turned around. "Who is there?" he called out. No answer, only silence. His heart began to beat faster, but he forced himself to stay calm. "Probably an animal," he said under his breath. But deep down he knew this was no ordinary forest. He continued walking, but now more carefully. Suddenly, a voice echoed softly from behind him. "Where are you going, greedy man?" Kalu spun around immediately. Standing a few steps away was an old man. His appearance was strange. He wore tattered clothes, and his long gray hair fell over his face. His eyes were dark and unreadable. Kalu frowned. "Who are you?" he demanded. The old man smiled slowly. "Someone who knows what you seek." Kalu's eyes widened slightly. "You know about the treasure?" The old man nodded. "Yes, the treasure that lies deep within this forest. The treasure that no man has returned with." Kalu stepped closer, greed rising again. "Then tell me where it is," he said quickly. The old man chuckled. "Ah, so eager, so hungry for wealth." Kalu's voice grew impatient. "I did not come here for riddles. Show me the way." The old man studied him carefully. "Many have come before you," the old man said slowly. "Stronger men, braver men, yet none returned." Kalu scoffed. "That is because they were weak. I am not like them." The old man's smile faded slightly. "Or perhaps they were wiser." There was a long silence. Then the old man pointed toward a darker path, hidden between thick trees. "The treasure lies that way," he said. "But once you go, you may not come back the same." Kalu didn't hesitate. "Good," he said, "because I don't plan to come back the same." And without another word, he turned and walked toward the direction. As he moved away, the old man watched him and whispered quietly. "Greed blinds even the sharpest eyes." Kalu walked for what felt like hours again. The path became harder. Thorns scratched his skin. Roots tried to trip his feet. The forest was fighting him, but he kept going. Finally, he reached a clearing. At the center of the clearing stood something unexpected. A small hut. Old, broken, almost forgotten. Kalu frowned. "A treasure in a place like this," he muttered. Slowly, he approached the hut. The door creaked open as he pushed it. Inside, it was dark. But then, he saw it. A small wooden box, sitting in the middle of the room. Kalu's eyes lit up instantly. "This must be it," he whispered. He rushed forward and grabbed the box. It was heavier than it looked. His heart pounded with excitement. "Finally," he said. "Finally, it is mine." But just as he was about to open it, a voice spoke behind him. "Be careful what you take, greedy man." Kalu turned sharply. Another figure stood at the doorway. Tall, shadowy, almost blending into the darkness. Kalu clutched the box tightly. "Stay back," he snapped. "This is mine." The figure stepped closer. "Nothing in this forest belongs to you." Kalu shook his head. "I found it. It is mine." The figure's voice grew deeper. "Then open it and take what you deserve." Kalu didn't think twice. With shaking hands, he opened the box. For a brief moment, nothing happened. Then suddenly, a blinding light burst out of the box. Kalu screamed and dropped it. The ground began to shake. The air grew heavier, and from the light, strange whispers filled the room. Voices, many voices. "Greed, greed, greed." Kalu stumbled backward in fear. "What is this?" The shadowy figure stepped forward. "You wanted treasure," it said calmly. "Now face its truth." The light grew stronger. The hut began to tremble violently. Kalu's heart raced as fear finally took over. "This is not treasure," he whispered. But it was too late. The moment he stepped into the forest, his fate had already begun to unfold. And now, there was no turning back. So what do you think will happen to Kalu next? Follow, like, and comment your thoughts.